Hey y'all, hey, it is Friday night and it is Shop Talk with Tanya. Let me tell you this. I swear to y'all, I be trying to be on time. But some things happen. But nevertheless, I am here. And before I start, I do want to take a moment to handle a little bit of business. I do want to make sure, I won't say their name, but a family member has had some things happen. So I do want y'all to keep them in your prayers. I will not say their name because I do not have permission, but my family, I want y'all to make sure that y'all take a moment, take a moment of silence for them. We're going to remember them and just say a special prayer for them. But, nonetheless, we are here. I still got my people with me, though. Yes, I still got my people with me. And today, I actually have two of my cousins with me. So this is something special for me. I have two of my cousins with me. Very special. I truly appreciate them for being here. I sound like I'm in church, y'all. I appreciate y'all for being here. But, y'all, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. This is Shop Talk with Tanya. It's Friday night. All right. So, first, we're going to give it to one of our guests, Ashley. We're going to give it to one of our guests tonight. All right.
Even though ladies first.
It typically is ladies first, but
Don't let them do it.
take one. What it say? What it say, cuz?
What it say? What it say?
What you
What
got?
it say? All right. It says, can coronavirus be transmitted through getting head? Does that make you hesitant to stop?
Can it be transmitted? Everybody talking about coronavirus. I think that's a great question. Can it be transmitted through giving or getting head? Can it?
Yes.
It can. You in the medical field? Can it?
Yes. Yes.
Let me see everybody like you.
It's like spit. It's like saliva, tears. It can be also transmitted through the teardrops, spit, saliva. It can definitely be transmitted. It's through your bloodstream, so definitely it can be transmitted.
So, second part, do you care?
Yes. So it doesn't make you hesitant.
Well, individually, yes. I would say for me, yes, it will make me hesitant in anything, and not just coronavirus, or just anything in every section. It will make me hesitant because you're looking at, okay, this is my life, or is this the moment that I can give, just kind of be precautious. So it will make me hesitant, yes, for me as well.
What about you, sis?
Well, I only got one. I only got one, so now it don't make me hesitant at all. I mean, he been at home and so have I, so I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna keep the party going.
If I die.
I'm gonna keep the party going and I'm gonna keep my marriage alive. That's all I'm saying. So it don't make me hesitant for none. Cause if he ain't been at home, we got a problem anyway.
That's a different story. So you married.
Yeah, and I'm just saying. She said it doesn't make me hesitant. No, it doesn't. Right?
But not saying like you have multiple parties. I'm just saying G do go to work, G goes to the grocery store, G does go outside. So does it make you hesitant?
If I touch his hand, I can touch him other places. So I think we're gonna be just fine.
Okay, what you think?
Well, shit, right now, most black people be moving around. You feel like we ahead already. I know I do, so it ain't stop me from doing nothing.
That's what I said. So.
Right.
Yeah, I'm keeping the party going. I don't know about y'all, but I'll say keep the party going.
Hey, if I die, I would have died like that.
Definitely the right way to go.
Okay, if your mother absolutely did not like your maid, what would you do? I pray. I just keep praying on it. If my mama didn't like my maid, she ain't gotta live with them. She ain't gotta lay with them. She don't have to raise kids with them. She don't have to do nothing with them. If they don't like them, I try to keep them away from each other as much as possible to, that out prevent as much conflict as possible. But at the end of the day, he not for her life. He for me to like. So that wouldn't matter. That wouldn't be a deal breaker.
But you know how people say, like, when you marry him, like you marry his family too. So like you can't separate the two. Like, and how would you feel? Like, you know what I'm saying? Even on the opposite, like if it was your mother-in-law that didn't like you or you didn't like her, like what would you do?
I didn't marry her. You see the thing going around, you better give it back.
Obviously. I did see that. Well, what she talking about, I don't know if y'all saw it, but where the mother-in-law pulled up and she didn't want to get in the back seat. Like, oh, yeah.
It's a big thing going on where the guy pulled up and the mother-in-law was in the front seat and the wife wanted the guy to get the mother-in-law to get in the back. Now, me, I'm a little bit more respectful. It's not a big deal. I get in the back. But if it's that much,
Yeah, because it wasn't
don't
about
even
the
come.
seat.
I don't even want to be in a car.
Yeah.
This shit bigger than the seat.
Yeah, it wasn't,
Exactly.
it wasn't about the
Exactly.
seat. It wasn't about the seat. It definitely wasn't about the seat.
Yeah, I would have to agree with her too. I mean, to a certain extent, because sometimes, you know, I feel like when you're getting married, okay, when you're getting married, then your wife, your husband, that's number one, you know. But before that though, I do believe in wisdom. Because sometimes we can be so clouded with, you know, us, the sex or the love, the attention. Sometimes you got to take a step back and say, you know what, let me see if this is what I want. Let me take some step back from you. Let me spend some time to myself, because this is the important step we're about to take. So sometimes I feel like we can't take wisdom. Then there's sometimes some traditions that our parents have that they're trying to carry over to us, need to let go and say, you know what, this is the person I want to marry. They've proven their record, they track record with me, not on no stuff like, you know what, I'm marrying because I want to skip everybody else. This is more of, I build this person, I spend some time with them, they prove to me over and over and over again that they care for me, and this is where I want to be at.
But I also think sometimes, I mean, like, I think that if that is the person for you, then I really don't think it would be all of those issues. Now, don't get me wrong, there's gonna be some bumps in the road here and there. But to me, just coming from a spiritual aspect, like if that is the person that's meant for you, then I think that everything will fall in line eventually.
Right.
That may be something in the beginning, but eventually everything will fall in line. Especially when you say mothers, because mothers have that intuition and they know who good for you and who ain't. You don't agree?
I mean, sometimes it don't fall in line. Like,
But
the parent don't, the mom don't.
You gotta check the mama track record too. Is your mama married? Has she ever been married? Has she had a success record? It doesn't matter. Just because you my mama don't mean that you always know right. I'm
This is
sorry.
true.
You think so?
I agree with that.
So what about your children? You don't think you always know right for your children?
I mean, I think that I know right now they're still children, but I can't preach to them about who they marry and how they marry if I've never been through a successful marriage.
This is a I feel like I agree with that, because it goes back to tradition. Some of my friends, we were talking like 2 weeks ago, it was like, hey, there are some things that my parents may do that I may not necessarily want to carry over into my relationships.
Yeah.
You know, there's if my parents are argumentative, or your parents are argumentative all the time, and your mom can't let him talk, or he can't let your mom talk, I'm not going to carry that toxic trait over into my marriage, because I feel that's not going to work. And then you get into complacent, because some people are just complacent. Back then, it was a little bit more, they were really complacent because the woman stayed at home, she worked, she dealt with a lot of the stuff, and then later on, 50 years later, now we're at our time, and they just not getting divorced, and now she's ready to live her best life now. You know, so it's just, it's so many factors that contribute to who's talking, the credibility of who's talking, and actually keep what you would like in mind as well.
I agree. Yeah. Pretty good. Next. Give them a good one.
I think the orange is spicy.
You think the orange is spicy?
Talking about the coronavirus.
Hey, you know, it's a big topic right about now.
Do you remember your first time? Yes. Definitely was I'm definitely excited. Had a great time.
And you was probably trash.
Absolutely trash.
And you was probably trash.
I was absolutely trash. But she ain't gonna tell me that. But it was absolutely trash. But it was definitely worth it.
What about you? You remember your first time? Was it worth it?
No, it wasn't worth it. On camera, it wasn't worth it. No, it wasn't one of those, oh, I love him so much. It was just more so, he was persistent. It wasn't just, oh, I'm so in love with him. I think it's time, baby. Right? No, it was mercy. I'm tired of fighting fucking.
I think probably a lot of ladies, they probably gonna have the same story. Like, you know what? I might as well just go with. I don't know. I think it definitely was garbage. It definitely was garbage. I mean, it wasn't. You know, you have in your mind like that you think it's gonna be like this and be like that, and then it's like, wah, wah.
That's what I expected.
Okay, so what from the male perspective, what did you expect?
She was older than you.
Yeah, she was older than me.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing. You didn't.
Yeah.
She led you to heaven.
She took me where I need to go. I don't know if it was the heaven, but I went there. I had a great time.
Okay.
She took me some more after that. I got done.
For me,
Do you remember?
that's all for me. Well, my card ain't been swiped yet.
Well, amen.
I ain't swiped my card yet. You know?
Amen.
You know, we can't. It ain't hit home run yet. So let me just say it hasn't hit home run yet. There's been a lot of other, just kind of mal activity or whatever the case may be, but I haven't hit home
Bless
run
his
yet.
soul.
Well, he gonna make sure that he don't get coronavirus. Okay.
Hey, ladies.
Hey.
We signed him up on OnlyFans page.
He said he do not want corona, so don't be, he is not trying to get coronavirus. Y'all leave my cousin alone.
Shit,
We don't want no
we selling
coronavirus.
this shit for $1 million right now.
Really?
Hey, now you all have
Y'all
to
want to
because
shoot
y'all
y'all
don't.
Hey,
You
that's
know,
tough.
I know, right?
Okay.
Trust me, it's been like I said, time, when things happen, but again, I just kind of know yourself, I knew that I was just horny at those times, and I'm the one person that, hey, I gotta feel some kind of connection to you.
Okay, now let me ask you this question.
kind of
Okay, so
connection.
now 9 times out of 10, let me ask you this question, just from the male perspective. Let me ask just from the male perspective, like this, when you say you was just, so how did you pull yourself back? Because like most men, like once you get charged up, like it's so hard to pull yourself back. Like
It
how
never,
did you-
let me be honest, it never was a point to where I pulled myself back. There was always something that came to interrupt what was happening.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like, it wasn't like, oh man, let me put myself out of here because it's hard, it's really hard, but it never was a point to where there was always something happened to stop, interrupt something.
If it's somebody out there that knows he's lying, just inbox
Oh no,
I trust him, I believe, okay, so now this one is a good one.
There's a lot of people too wrong for that.
Okay, now this one is a good one. It said, love can be one of the greatest or most dangerous emotions. Do you agree? Explain why or why not.
That shit dangerous. That shit will make you steal. That shit will make you kill. This bitch gonna die for this shit. That shit dangerous.
It is. But explain why though. Like why is it?
There's no boundaries. There's no boundaries to how far you'll go. To prove you love somebody, to prove you don't love somebody, there's no boundaries.
I think it can also. I'll let you guys go. Why do you agree that it could be the greatest or the most dangerous? Do you agree?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, so why would you say that?
Cause love is a big part of your happiness. You know what I'm saying? Loving someone, or somebody loving you, or proving they love to you, showing you love regularly. You know what I'm saying? It's part of your happiness, whether it's your significant other or your kids. Love is a big part of it. But it also will drive you crazy and how you do crazy things depending on what positions you catch the person you love in, or what predicaments. You know what I'm saying? You can catch somebody in the wrong position and it can take you somewhere and fuck your life up. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be something good that change you for the better.
Well, they call it passion kill.
What say you?
I agree. I agree with it. I mean, everybody, I kind of agree with everybody else in the saying, just about, what it can make you do, and, the routes it can take you, but, then another form, we can ask ourselves too, like, if it's doing all the killing and all that, is it really love, so just, there's so many different things that we can open up and start talking about with that. And I agree with the question.
So I say the reason why it could be the greatest thing is because it's so sweet. It's such a sweet thing, and in the right hands, it's so sweet. It can give you can have like the best day. If you having a bad day, if things are just not going right, you can talk to your love, and they can just say that one thing to you, and it can make it all better. It can just wash it away. And I also say it's the most dangerous because given to the wrong person, they can take that and they can use it against you. So it definitely is the most dangerous because if it's not someone that truly loves you back, because you can love them,
Right.
and if they don't love you back, or if they don't know how to love, because I think that's also an issue as well. If they don't know how to love, if your love is in the wrong hands, then it can definitely be a dangerous thing because love has to be protected.
Yeah.
And if they don't protect it, if they use it to their advantage, definitely could be dangerous.
The person that can make you so happy can also make you so sad.
Yes.
I mean, that comes with the territory though, but like, I think, what she said with that person, that key person, I think that makes a difference with just to be with just anybody, versus the person that I can go through this with them and I can still, at the end of the day, I know that you're gonna still be here. It's nothing like having the feeling of knowing that even after our argument, you're gonna still be here. You're not gonna look at somebody else. You're not gonna go do this to know anybody else. Or this came from a family perspective, to know that they're gonna be there. That's a substance. It speaks volume.
Understanding that there will be disagreements and not
Right.
that don't mean it's over.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Love is something.
It's a blues time.
You gonna try blue and think it'll make a difference.
Like not. All right, it says children, family that smoke weed. What do you think about it? Is it okay? Our children / family. Okay. So just those that if you didn't understand the question, children, family that smoke weed. What do you think about it? Is it okay?
Is your question?
I'll let one of y'all go first.
I think that if you got your shit together and you smoke a little weed, that's okay. However, I look back at people that I know, family members, friends, people that started smoking weed, they never end up getting their shit together. It's serious. Like, I got a daughter, I told her, once you get your shit together, you get your degrees, you go to work, you do your 9 to 5, you wanna go home, you wanna smoke a little weed, have a glass of wine, that's okay. However, if you start doing that shit in high school, you start doing that shit in college, you're never gonna get your shit together. It's just a fact. You look back at everybody that smokes weed, it throws you off. But sometimes after dealing with corporate America, you might want to smoke you a joint. However, if you start that shit, it's just, me and one of my girlfriends was talking about it. Everybody that we know from our neighborhood that started smoking weed, they're nothing. They're trash. Majority of them. You can't function, you can't do both. You gotta get your shit together, then smoke weed. Weed is for the people that got their shit together. They say wine is for the bitches that got their shit together. Weed is for the people that got their shit together. If you don't got your shit together, you don't need to be smoking. Cause you're never gonna get your shit together. It throws you off.
Oh,
What you saying?
I mean, shit, if it's funny, it's funny. Like, I just think, I don't have a problem with it. I smoke weed from time to time.
Do you got your shit together?
Yeah, I got my shit together. I mean, I don't smoke like I used to when I was younger. It was fucking nuts. I smoked every day.
Everybody not strong enough.
Now, yeah, I can turn that shit off and on whenever I want. Yeah. I go months and not smoke.
So I will say that, like, getting older, I see life from a different perspective. So I know that growing up in church, because I always have to reference that because that's the way that I grew up. So you were taught that this is wrong, that is wrong. But as I get older, I do think that it just depends on who you are and what you want to do. And I think that anything could be a deterrent. Now, I will say this to your point. There are some people who I know of that started at a younger age and they did let it take them over. But if you have a strong will and you are wanting to make sure that you make it to the next level, then you will. Sometimes we will stop that, but like with the laws and everything changing now, those people who didn't have the opportunity to, let's just say, get those corporate jobs, now they probably don't even have to take a test, or it just depends on where you are. But I understand what you're saying, like some of those people, but I think that's about an individual though. You know what I'm saying? That's who they are though.
We gotta be
They are not doing anything with themselves because that's who they are.
The percentage of people that still accomplish goals that they're trying to accomplish just smoke weed is very low.
I mean,
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that statistics, but I would say, like when you said strong will, also too coming from a church background, like I do believe that no matter what we say, you know, we can't do it all by ourselves. We need God. I I'm saying more of like, I'm more of like the discipline, because I feel like if we're really like, you know, have a relationship with God, a lot of stuff that we want to do, a lot of things that, you know, that may or may not be good for us, and we get guided down that pathway. But I do believe that a lot of times, a lot of people that are actually, you know, doing some of the stuff, whether it's weed or whatever, we're copying off of somebody else that we've seen, you know. So I feel like it comes with the mentality of, are you strong enough? Are you an individual, or are you just copying just because the popularity is doing it? Because just because popularity is doing it doesn't mean it's right, you know. So it's like whatever it is, you know. So I feel like it comes to the point to where an individual has to say, do I know who I am? If I don't know who I am, then yes, I will go with whatever popularity, you know, the trend is.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, so I think on this one, we just are, you know, agree to disagree.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because everybody has their own feelings, and I've definitely seen success stories. Like, I feel like there's some people that's just gonna smoke for the rest of their life. That's just who they are. But it doesn't change them, though. Like, they have that drive to become successful. They are acting in it, they're moving in it, they're doing for themselves. I mean, you know, and then you do have that dusty little person that you grew up with that just ain't gonna do nothing, but that's who they was anyway.
The image of your man on drugs and your man on drugs.
Yeah, I remember back in the day with the
Clearly, right
Friday.
here, head here.
And what changed my mind, you know, about some of the stuff is like working in the hospital, you see a lot of stuff, you know, whether it's, you see so much stuff, you know, and a lot of people come in there, you know, on some crazy stuff, and bodies deteriorating, and a lot, just because they couldn't say no, you know. So it's just kind of like, you know, put your life, okay, is it worth my life or not? In some cases.
What drives a man to cheat? What can stop him? Shit. Nothing. Zero.
No, I agree.
Zero.
Okay, but wait, you said what the
Now,
but what drives you to cheat though?
What drives him?
You act like you know.
No.
Okay, I thought you don't know.
I think unhappiness.
He said,
I think unhappiness, and it could sometimes be unhappiness in themselves. It doesn't necessarily have to be unhappiness in their relationship, unhappiness in their marriage. I think that it's unhappiness within themselves that causes them to cheat. When you cheat, you're out there looking for something that you're not getting at home. Now, whether you're not getting it at home, it can be because you don't want it at home. It's not because you're not giving it. Maybe you don't want to fucking what's the word?
receive it. You don't want to
Receive
receive
it.
it.
Yeah, it could be. It's a lot of different reasons. However, I think that it all boils down to unhappiness.
I don't know my thought on that one. What say you? What drives men to cheat?
The woman they with, I mean, either she want or she ain't. That's it. We know when it's that one that we looking for, and we'll cut it out. You know what I'm saying? For her.
Okay, what can stop you?
No, fuck that. Fuck that.
Okay.
I mean,
So why do you think we'll cheat?
well,
We going deep. We going to tangleness.
I see that's different. That's a different level. Like
Why do you think?
when,
Why do you think we'll cheat?
when you got that much money,
Yeah.
that's a whole other level.
Those are a lot of factors that we don't know anything about, so we can't talk about that. We gotta talk about.
And
We gotta talk about this level, 'cause that's
If we
some
gonna
stuff.
talk cheating, we gonna talk cheating.
No, but that's different though. Like he said though, it's like we talking about here.
So y'all talking about poverty cheating and rich cheating.
It's
No,
totally
no,
different.
that's not what I'm saying.
It's totally different.
That's not what I'm
Listen,
saying.
it is totally different. It is totally
Not
different.
totally different.
That's why I
No, it's
disagree.
not.
I don't agree with
Jada,
with this.
when Jada was at that table, Jada didn't fucking say she cheated because she wasn't fucking, because Will wasn't paying for nothing. Jada said she didn't cheat because she wasn't fucking happy.
No.
Y'all not gonna give it to me like that.
But, okay, so I'm saying this. Whether you rich, whether you poor, whether you mediocre. My thing is for us, for men, I feel like sometimes I feel like boys cheat, you know, but I feel like men, I think there's always sometimes people are unhappy, and then sometimes there's background history that's past that is creeping up, that's kind of carrying over into a person's future. You know, I do feel like that is the case because it's generational. I believe in generational curse. I believe in that. But I feel like communication is big that we do not have. I feel like people in my generation, 29, 30, 31, we do not have good communication skills simply because if I'm not happy, I can simply, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm going to, say we have to have the conversation about, okay, what I'm not happy about. Now, if we're just not compatible as two individuals, we're not compatible, then that's another story we can talk about. But however, I think there's always, it's never an excuse to break up on something that's a home. If it was a home in the first place. If not, then I just feel like we make too many excuses for our bad habits, and we have to stop that.
Okay.
So let me say this. Just to your point, I will say that going back to if you know how to love, when you say it's a generational curse, I think that if you don't know how to love, first of all, if you don't love you,
Right.
let's talk about that. Because I also feel like sometimes self-esteem is attached to how many women you can get. Like that determines who you are. Like some people they thrive on that attention, and not just one person can give you that attention. Now, to his point, yes, if you're not happy, then yeah, both of y'all. If you're not happy, then yeah. I mean, I'm not a man, so I can't say. I'm just saying, like,
from us as a woman, you can do everything that you think that you can do to make a man happy. And if you want to cheat, that nigga still gonna cheat.
that's true. But okay.
I disagree though. Let's disagree. I disagree with that notion.
I think women cheat now more than men. Shit.
Because
The ladies out here going crazy, doing their thing. Like, it's
You think you cheat more?
man, listen, I'm in these streets.
Let me pull up some
I-
stats or something.
These women out here getting it in. They living their
Anybody
best
have
life.
tea?
Men
You
is
know
out
what
here
I'm
pulling
saying?
up.
They out here getting it in.
Men cheat more.
I don't agree.
I don't
And,
know.
and this the
I
thing.
don't agree.
You can do everything that you think that you can do to make that nigga happy. You can cook, you can clean, you can mama, you can have sex, you can do everything that you think that you can do to make that nigga happy. But if that nigga still not done playing on the streets, he not done.
But I think on the inside though, if there's something wrong on the inside, and if you get down to it, if there's something wrong on the inside, so that's where the unhappiness comes from. That's where the generational curses come from. Because there's something that you're dealing with on the inside. And I'm not saying that everybody cheats because of emotion or because it's something wrong. There are so many different reasons that you cheat. I don't think that you can really just label it and say this is, maybe that particular person, but it's so many reasons as to why. And women do cheat, yes they do. Now, I feel like, now I could be wrong on this part.
Stick at the phone.
Right, yeah. But I feel on this part, now let me say this, I feel like, because we visited that in the last show, I feel like when we're missing something, like 9 times out of 10, the woman has come to you and told you what's missing or what's wrong, and you just wasn't hearing it, or you decided that you were not going to try to fix it. So she went to go find her fix. Because most women, especially when you get to a certain age, it's not about the physical. It's more like emotional, which is what you're looking for. And if you think about it, most women that cheated, that man came from the emotional standpoint and was her friend and was her shoulder. And that's kind of how they get in. Yeah, and that's how they got in.
They just want to get it in or
They just want
fucking shit.
And you know
Y'all
what?
look like stuff. Y'all can't judge us for stuff.
But you know what? One thing that I realized that we do as people and collectively, I feel like we take our bad moments and we try to classify. We try to and let that be our judgment. Like you said, men, they this and that. No, there are good men out there. There are good people out there that say, you know what? I'm married. I'm only married to my wife. That's it. That's simple, that's it. But most of the time, because of our experiences, we say that, okay, well, no, every man cheats. Or we say that every woman cheats. And stats say 20% men cheat, 13% women cheat. So yes, it's per stats.
Wait.
That's not what the man
Where did you get those stats from?
This is
Everybody knows you can't listen to the internet.
This is the Institution of Family Studies. So they're stating that 20% of men are more likely to cheat than women. 20% of men and 13% of women are reported that they cheat.
Okay, let me ask this question. Since we're talking about cheating, does cheating always have to be physical?
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
That's Yeah.
Before you
It's
say,
mental. It's thinking
I don't
about.
agree with them stats because
Let me look at some more.
who them stats based on?
Let me look at some more.
But,
That's
nah, it don't have to be always physical. You know what I'm saying? It can be emotional. And, I mean, I feel like my lady shouldn't even be talking to no nigga. What you talking about?
so she can't have a platonic friendship?
Nah, it will.
Really?
Yeah, nah.
Oh no, bro.
Because you know who your ass be on, right?
Yeah, I'm a nigga. Shit.
Exactly, because you know who you used to be.
Yeah. But
So you blaming her for who
nah,
you used to be.
if this my lady, we in the house together, what purpose do she have to talk to no nigga?
Okay, so what if
What if you
this
ain't
is
talking
her
to her?
friend? No, I'm saying like, what if she's had a friend? But what if she's had a friend for like years and years and years and it's always been just a platonic friendship? There's
So just
never
because
been.
he's a male, he can't be her friend. Just because he's the opposite sex, he can't be her friend. Oh, fuck that. I don't believe
And what
it.
he's saying
So that's
was,
why I disagree
The
with
field
that.
that I work
That's
in,
what he's
I
saying.
have male friends, and I introduce
And I got female friends. I got some female
how you got female friends and she
But-
can't have no male friends?
It's only a couple.
Okay, but what if she only got one though? What if she only got one
They
though?
come to my crib, they great friends with her, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, but I'm asking you a question though. How can you have friends of the opposite sex?
Because it's a fucking double standard. I mean, that's
Oh,
why.
we have a male chauvinist in the crowd, ladies
That's
and
what
gentlemen.
I mean,
it's a double
Because
standard.
I appreciate that honestly. You know, it's a double
It's a
standard.
double standard to
But-
some shit in life. And it's just what,
And you know, I mean, and that's a double standard I don't agree with. You know, so my only thing is this: sometimes insecurities are real, and then also too, I'm not saying my cousin has it, but they're real. And sometimes
You don't gotta say that
it
because
goes
he your cousin.
it goes back to this. A lot of times, just because your bad experience, just because you was a person that was promiscuous, now you're thinking that the whole world is like that, and now you operate your relationship based off of something that was negative. So therefore, now you're carrying over negativity into something that's supposed to be so pure and so sacred. You're supposed to be carrying over negativity. Who's to say? You know, there's been a lot of times where some of my female friends, I dealt with that. We're not friends to this day because I'm not anybody's toy. You're not gonna pick me up whenever you're ready and then put me back, you know, when you're out of a relationship. So I feel like I never would disrespect any of my friends' relationships. And there's sometimes, you know, when we say, you know, hey, I'm going over here. It's called communication. But there are some people that say, you know what, yo, I got a man, I got a woman, whatever the case may be, and let that be that. But the reason why our brain doesn't go there because we're not used to that. And I feel like we close out too much good because of negativity.
I say put it to the test. This the test. She can text her male friend and say, look, tired of this nigga, whatever, come fuck me tonight. And this nigga, you tripping, man. What the fuck? Hell no. If he answer like that, alright, cool. But that nigga say, what time? Where you want me to meet you?
Okay,
That's
so
what
now
I'm doing.
what about your girlfriends though? What about your female friends? What if you text them? Would
Everybody
she
to
put
the
that to the test? What she said, well, text her, because I don't care even if you say they broke bread together, because you know chicks is scandalous. So I'm just saying, so I don't even care because you came to the house and broke bread with me. That don't mean absolutely nothing. Because first of all, if you think about it, now we're not talking about we're talking about as adults, right?
Right. Like right now,
So
I can do that.
any
and
friendship-
they gonna be like, Mom, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
If somebody, who texting your
Any
phone?
friendship that you have had comes from some type of attraction. There has to be something that brings the two together. And I'm not saying that physical, I'm saying that there has to be something that brings the two together. But 9 times out of 10, if that woman just became your friend when you got older, there was a reason why she decided to be your friend when you got
Can
older.
we go a little deeper? A lot of this shit starts at home. A lot of the reasons why men don't just trust their girlfriends, their wives, is because of things that they've seen their mother do, things that they've seen their sister do, things that they've seen their cousins do.
I mean, not only that, I feel like a lot of this stuff too
This
is.
shit started at home.
You're right, because if you're
My
home is a
my
foundation.
sister,
Home is a
That's
foundation.
your mama and your sister. But I know a lot of men whose sisters is out there, and that's the reason why you steady trying to break down a wall. Because your mama and your sister was out there.
No, man.
You think, at that point, you think all bitches is hoes.
Nah, I mean, it come from me dealing with women. Shit, the motherfucker there telling motherfucker, like, yeah, this my homie and then how you so what
Right.
they do what they do.
Really, it's sneaky. It's sneaky, but you know. But I agree with you. It starts at home. No matter whether it's a missing father, missing mother, missing parents, missing love, and missing affection, it starts at home. I don't care what anyone has to say about that. It starts at home. And then if your home is jacked up, foundation is jacked up, then I'm now looking at social media, and social media is not a tool to look at to try to find out how a relationship is supposed to work. So it's Instagram, Facebook, these are all entertainment. That's it. It's just entertainment. You're not gonna get from me. There's no substance there for me. I feel like, sometimes we have the experience, and then sometimes we have to go talk to professional people that have successful relationships. So it does start at home for me.
I have to agree that it starts at home, and I have to agree with you. Like, I know that, and I'm not talking about the men that I know in my family, like, and that's on both sides. Like, I love them to death, like with all of me. But until they get to a level of maturity, what you see them come through makes me be who I am. Like, makes me not trust. I trust now. But we talking about a long history of, fathers, uncles. You know what I mean? Like, you see all of that, and it makes you become like, and you see he's a chauvinist. Like, he's not the only chauvinist that I have in my family. Because I remember he used to think that he was my boss. He probably thinks that he's still my boss to this day. But like, I'm going out with him. He invited me to his 8th grade dance, and he could get the rub on and fill on and do all of that deal, but he snatched me up off the floor. So I mean, like, yeah, he seriously did. Like, I'm not lying. That story is not embellished at all. Like, he snatched me up off the floor. Like, seriously.
He did?
I swear to you. Yes.
We beat your ass at the show.
And I voted, and I got him by a couple months. But yeah, I mean, but he's been a chauvinist since then. I mean, so he's not the only one in my family. So it makes you, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you look at men, and he's a great person, yeah, because he loves me. So I don't have to worry about him playing me like that.
With your best interest in mind.
Right.
But I'm just saying, be the girl you can feel home.
And hindsight is 20/20. You know what I'm saying? So when you're younger, all you know is he's getting to go out and have a good time. He gets to do whatever he wants to do, but then yet it's all of those restrictions on me. You know what I'm saying? So you don't realize that when you're younger. You just see what you don't get to do.
But with that, I just feel like sometimes we all struggle with this too. Like, I feel like we don't create our own stories. Our stories come, like we said, from the past. Mm-hmm. Some of our stories come from the past, or we don't say, you know what? Because I feel like we may not know completely what love is, but we know what it's not. And a lot of times, I'm gonna tell you this from my cousin the other day. She said, Anthony, there's one guy she was with for 5 years. And she said, he got himself together. He was doing it wrong for 5 years, here and there, doing it right, wrong. Long story short, he ended up fixing himself about a couple of months later, about 6 months later, came back to her, and now he's ready to be in a relationship with her. But her mentality now is she found the man that actually shows her how it feels to be a lady. Mm-hmm. So now in the back of her head, the guy that actually showed how it feels to be a lady, he's in her head right now. And then for him, she's like, Anthony, I don't know what to do. And I said, there's sometimes we as people have to know how to say, you know what? I hope you do change. I hope, nothing but the best for your life, but now it is time for me to grow and actually experience what I know happiness is. At this particular point. So many times we try to stay there because we want to say, you know what, I know you can change. Enough with the, I'm hoping for you. If you don't see it, you can't keep wasting life trying to see something from a person that's not showing you nothing on a consistent basis. So then anger starts to form. Then we start to feel like everybody else is like that. So I feel like sometimes we have to just say no. We have to say, it's time to let go. It's time to move on. We create too many excuses. I feel like that we create too many excuses for people, and that's the reason why nobody's held accountable for their actions.
It's a thin line with that, though. You know what I'm saying? Because in a relationship, you gotta grow with the person. Y'all gotta grow with each other. Y'all gotta make changes for each other.
Or you outgrow.
It can go both ways.
It could.
Like I said, it's a thin line between knowing, that you can see something and the change. It gotta be some changes
Yeah.
for each other and some sacrifices to see the growth.
But you said grow though.
Yeah.
You said grow.
They
Not
know
one person growing, the other
They know.
person. Yeah, exactly. And that's
Because
what I'm
I
saying.
think that's the best relationship really is
Right.
when you grow together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you change together, you figure, and sometimes that one person can actually start and make changes and start to grow before the other one does, and then the other one can see like, oh, okay, I need to make some changes, but that's when it's within them. You know what I'm saying? And they choose to be a better person. You know what I'm saying? Because you also cannot try to be a better person for someone else. You have
Right.
to do that for you. You know, and so when you grow together, that makes, you know what I'm saying, everything come together, and that makes the best relationship. And sometimes people grow because of circumstance.
Yeah.
You know, like you didn't plan on being with him or having a baby with him, or sometimes it just happened. You never planned for that, and you didn't even see him in your future or her in your future. But then now that became the one that's your forever.
But if there's something that happened to you before, it doesn't mean it has to be in your future. Sometimes we have, again, let go of some of the stuff that we have that we know on a consistent basis that has not proven itself to work. So it's time, at some point, it's time to say, you know what, I have to go because I gotta see what else is out there.
Let all boys now so you live, you learn.
Yeah,
True.
exactly, you're right.
True.
We're all there, right?
True. Some adult conversation today. Some adult conversation. Who wants it on?
I thought it was on me.
No, you
just did that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
You're the man of the hour.
Bell
Why did I exactly? Why when I was telling that story, I swear I thought about a karate story, but I will not tell a karate story.
If you walk up on your mate having an adult, if you walk up on your mate having an argument with your adult child, 18-year-old, what would you do?
Like if they're 18 and older, like, but they're an adult, they're considered an adult. What would you do?
On your mate?
Yeah, like if your mate and your child is having an argument.
It depends on, first on what the fuck is going on, and second of all,
What the fuck is going on?
right, first you gotta find out what's going on, and then the child can't be, they gotta be respectful if they out of pocket. First off, I gotta check that immediately.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no disrespecting moms. Oh, I don't play that shit.
Right.
Ain't no disrespecting my mom or your mother. That's
Regardless of whether you're
whatever. I don't give a fuck what's going on. That's gotta get checked first.
Well, no, but it's your mate. So let's just say you had a child before you got with your partner. And then your partner, you saw your partner and your child, which is an adult, having an argument.
Still, the respect still gotta be there.
The respect still should be
If
there.
this person, the person that I choose to be with, and you my child, you still gotta respect this lady, because I'm not gonna be with nobody who ain't gonna put your best interest first and respect you, so she ain't gonna disrespect you anyway. Now, whatever the argument is, I'll get on top of that, but you gotta fall in line first, because this is what I'm doing. So, that's the end of that shit.
I think no matter how grown you are, you know who's growner. You see what I'm saying? I'm grown, but there's only so far that I'm gonna go as far as people that was around when I was, with my upbringing. Like, I'm not gonna cuss my mama friend out because that's my mama friend.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We both grown women, but it's only so far that I'm gonna go. So, like he said, initially, I'm gonna check that. Hey, what's going on? Hey, come here. What happened? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But also, you as my child, I know for you to go there and you to be arguing with this person had to really bring you there. Because I know I brought you right. So for you to be being disrespectful, somebody really brought you there. So initially it's we breaking ties. Hey, come here. Let's see what happened. What happened here? What happened there? Well, we're not gonna do that. Regardless of what happened here, we're not gonna do that.
I think that it's difficult though too, like bringing both parties together. I think that yes, you're bringing everybody into the fold, and we are all family. But I do believe that sometimes there's that instance when the child may be like, well, you're not my parent. Or even the adult may be like, well, you know what, I'm gonna let your parent deal with that. When you mix the two together, I think that sometimes it's very difficult, especially when teens go from the teen to adulthood. Because, they're selling themselves anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you know, that's what old folks say, you're smelling yourself. So they smelling themselves anyway, and they're getting to the point where it's like, you know, because they respect you as their parent, but then like the other party may not get that same respect, because now it's like, oh, I'm grown and I don't gotta listen to you. But you know what I'm saying? So you, yeah, they do, and it's that battle. So I think that sometimes it comes with that. But like you said, like that's respect anyway. We'll figure everything else out. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good way to look at it. Like just to, you know what I'm saying? Like that united front to let them know that.
No matter what, I'm not gonna let you, because you're 19, think that you finna disrespect this person that's 45. I don't give a fuck. We gonna figure out what happened later. But you 19, this person 45. They gonna live a little longer. We gonna deal with what happened later. But right now, you're 19.
Right.
We not gonna deal with that. It's just some shit I'm going for. You 19, but you ain't grown. You gotta live a little bit more. I ain't going for that.
And I agree with my cousin. He said, you know, this with respect. You know, I think that that's another area where too many loopholes. Well, we don't want to respect you if you X, Y, and Z. If you are my elder, I was taught to respect you. Now, granted, we get out of line. Yes, I would tell you. I would say something to you, you know, in a very stern way, but I won't disrespect. Right, and my thing is too. I would actually walk in. If I have to walk in and my wife talking and my son or my daughter, and they're arguing, or even my fiance talking and arguing. I would want to hear the content of what's being said, you know, first. I would like to hear what's being said. Is she steering you the wrong way? How do you respond to her? You know, and that's what I would want to hear first. And then too, if she's in the wrong, then I would have a talk with her privately. Mm-hmm. Then if you're in the wrong,
now you said something right there. Privately. You said something right
Privately.
there. Yes, you said something right there.
Say it again. Privately.
You said something right there.
So yeah. I think that would be, and then if my child was in the wrong at that particular time, he or she would get dealt with as well. Immediately.
But my wife,
privately.
Right.
Wife, husband, whomever. Privately. So listen, y'all. Let me just say that this has been a great segment. I truly appreciate my family, my friends, and friends are family. So I truly appreciate everybody that has come out. Listen, we are live from the closet. Y'all make sure that y'all remember the closet. We are live from the closet. Yes, listen. And tomorrow, we got something special going on tomorrow. Something real special going on tomorrow. Y'all go see Shop Talk with Tanya live tomorrow I'm going to show up 5:30. Y'all make sure y'all tune in at 5:30. Y'all follow me because I got something special going on tomorrow. Can we get the address, Ron? Can we get the address of where we're going to be at tomorrow so we can tell the people? Because we want to make sure that y'all come out too. Let me get this flyer right here. We want to make sure that y'all show up too. Tomorrow, Shop Talk is going to be on location. Once again, it's an all-day party, y'all. So it's going to be at 20901 Western Avenue in Chicago Heights, Illinois. Y'all make sure that y'all listen, and y'all also can go on Eventbrite. The link is on my page. If y'all want to get a ticket now, y'all can make sure that y'all get y'all tickets tonight. Secure y'all spot. If you cannot get a ticket tonight, you can make sure that you come on out. And if you ever wanted to be on Shop Talk, if you ever follow me, you ever wanted to meet me in person, come on and meet me tomorrow. I'm gonna be there tomorrow. Y'all make sure that y'all log on with me. I'm gonna put it out there. Y'all make sure that y'all log on with me if you can't be there in person. I know it's coronavirus. So if you can't be there in person, y'all make sure that y'all log on with me. But if you ever wanted to meet me, if you ever wanted to see me, you can see me tomorrow. And not only can you see me tomorrow, but we're gonna have a host of people tomorrow. Y'all make sure that y'all join us tomorrow live. We're gonna be there. And y'all come back in 2 more weeks. Y'all gonna see us in 2 more weeks. So I want to say thank you to everybody, and we about to be out of here, y'all. It's a wrap. Good night.